Hey, and welcome to Ladit Akera podcast. Thank you for tuning in. So, we have a where my man is. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the end of 2023 and bring in 2024 with great accomplishment that you are ready and willing to accomplish through hard work, to patience, to the desire to want to win. That's the most important thing because everything is about winning. We learn and we make mistakes, but end of the day is winning. Winning is getting a new car. Winning is having your credit score above 700. Winning is getting a new apartment, having a better relationship with your father, with your mother, with your significant other. Whatever that is, excuse me, that is winning. Winning is not only applied to sports. Winning applies to life. You get married, you buy a new house, whatever that you do, as long as you meet what your criteria and what your standard is, that's winning. And beside that, nothing else. So let's get into it, man. 2024 is a busy year. It's definitely going to be a busy year. I'm just going to give you some of the stuff that are very important to me and some of the things that you guys should also know about. So let's get into it. First thing on the agenda, African Cup of Nation is this year. Actually started today. African Cup of Nation kicked off today. It was a game, Ivory Coast versus Guinea-Bissau. Right now, they're actually playing right now because of the time difference. Ivory Coast is winning. So see if they can hold up. They are the host nation. So let's see if that's going to pop up. I actually wanted to go to Africa and watch that, but I couldn't. But the next African Cup of Nation, whichever country is hosting it, I will be there. To me, I never been to any of these sporting events. As big of a soccer fan and a soccer player myself, never been to no African Cup of Nation, to a World Cup, to Euros, or none of that. But 2024 gonna be the year for that. Anyway, so let's get into it. Let's run through things real quick. We can run and see the group stages and see who is playing and whatsoever. So for Group A, the one we have for African Cup of Nation, Group A, we have the host nation, Ivory Coast. That's where my girlfriend from. Shout out to you, Miriam. That's my baby. So for Group A, we have Ivory Coast, we have Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, and Guinea-Bissau. For Group B, we have Cape Verde, we have Egypt, Ghana, and Mozambique. For Group C, we have Cameroon, Gambia, Guyana, Senegal. Group D, we have Algeria, Angola, Burkina Faso, and Mauritania. Mauritania, the hottest country in the world. That's where the hottest temperature has ever been recorded, is there. So if you're into that, go check it out for yourself. And then Group E, we have Mali. Shout out to Suri, Omar, Fanta, and all of my Malian friends. And then we have Namibia, and South Africa, and Tunis. That's the funny thing about Tunis. A lot of people call it Tunisia. I mean, maybe that's the world pronunciation for it. But for us, Africans and Sudanese, that's the same thing. For us, Sudanese and the people that speak Arabic as our first language, we call it Tunis. So the Asia part is there, but the correct pronunciation is Tunis. And then for Group F, you have DR Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Morocco, Tanzania, and Zambia. Funny thing about Tanzania, that's one of my places in my bucket list that I want to go to. Why? Because of Mount Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain or the highest peak in Africa. So that's a very great place that I want to visit, and I want to get on top of that mountain and just take one of those pictures like I have done it and check it off my bucket list. So before we wrap this up, let's see who I think are gonna make it out of the group stages and advance to the knockout stage. So for Group A, I'm gonna pick Ivory Coast and Nigeria. I'm not just picking Ivory Coast because they the host nation, not because I think they got better football, second best footballers in their group, by Nigeria being superior to all of them. But you never know. Football is a funny sport. It might change. Nigeria might lose all 3 games, or they might win 1 game and lose 2, or draw all of them and somebody else overtake. But for Group A, I'm going to have Ivory Coast and Nigeria coming out. Group B, I'm going to have Egypt and Ghana coming out. Bye-bye Cape Verde and Mozambique. For Group C, that's a very tough group. That's a very tough group. Shout out to my boy AJ for Gambia being in that group and Senegal being in that group. So you got to tell me who you going with. So for that group, I'm going to have Senegal. They're definitely going to win the group. And I'm going to have Cameroon coming out. I'm going to have those 2 coming out. And then for Group D, Algeria, Angola, Burkina Faso, and Mauritania. I'm going to have Algeria and I'm going to have Angola to come out. I'm going to have those 2 coming out. Group E, Mali, Namibia, South Africa, Tunisia. I'm going to have Tunis coming out. I say Tunisian, then I say Tunis. I'm going to have Tunis and I'm going to have Mali coming out of that group. Group F, to round up the group stages, I'm going to have Morocco. They're the African Cup of Nations champs. And I'm going to have Morocco and Zambia to come out of that group. So that's my roundup for the African Cup of Nations. But beside that, let's go ahead and change and switch topic. Let's talk about this year Paris Games. So, yes, the Olympics are going to Paris. So, 2024 Olympic Games is going to be played in France, in Paris, with all the sports that are going to be there. My main focus when it comes to the Olympics Games is track and field. That's a sport that I played. That's a sport that I had very much success on. That's a sport where I earned my collegiate scholarship and did 5 years of school there. 5 years of school because of track and field. And got my degree, met a lot of phenomenal people, etc., etc. Won a couple of national championships, conference championship. But we'll get into those on a different part. But beside that, the track and field in the world circuit, they call it athletics. I think it's not only in America, but some places around the world, so they call it track and field. But it is world known and world renowned as athletics, because so many different things is in track and field. It's not just running, there's throwing, there's jumping, and but that's some of the most important things. I think the 100 meters is going to be interesting. Everything is going to be interesting, to be honest with you. When it comes to track and field, everything is going to be interesting. However, I think the 100 meters is going to be interesting. We're not sure yet if Fred Curley going to do the 100 or not. 400 meters is always interesting. Women 400 meter hurdles, even though what's her name is running the field with it, Sydney McLeod. Sydney, I don't know if I say her last name right, but she broke the world record. She's just doing phenomenal things. So, and she's coming back from injury, so she's gonna be ready to take on the world and win an Olympic game medal. 200 meter on both sides, men and women, is definitely going to be interesting. The 200 meter for men, Noah Lyles is dominating it. However, the field is there. The field is there. Shout out to Noah Lyles. There's no disrespect there, but he does not have the gap that Usain Bolt had on the field. Usain Bolt was running 19:19. That's the world record. But when Usain Bolt would run a 19:5 or 19:4, the rest of the field were running 19:8, 19.9. So it's a different gap. But Noah Lyles, I think he's pushing and pushing and pushing. I don't know, man. He might break that world record. He might break that world record. So let's see. Noah Lyles. Blah, 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 American sprinter. Let's go to his, let's go to his world best. So for a world best at for world best at 1931. That is fast. 1931 is fast, bro. That's very, very fast. He 0.2 of a second away from Usain Bolt world record. Literally 0.2, because Usain is 1919 and he's 1931. And I would love for him to break it. You know, I think that would send a different standard and make the generation to be even faster than the one that's coming after him. And you always want progression in sport. You want progression in life. You want progression in anything that you do. And Usain Bolt already spoke about it. He said he does not mind if Noah break his record. So we shall see. We shall see. But I think definitely the 200 is going to be very, very interesting. All the events are going to be interesting. However, some events just are very deep. Like the men 400 meter hurdles. That's going to be another... That's going to be another event that's going to require... Because just... what's his name? Let me look him up real quick. Warholm, that's his name. Warholm is, that boy a monster. You know, for somebody that does my specialty was the 400 meter hurdles. That boy is a monster. I mean, running 45.9, it's crazy. That's crazy. And like you can just see like the previous year, right? No, the previous year, last World Championships. 45, that's Warholm. And then DeSantis for Brazil, 46.2, Rai Benjamin, 46.3. Those are very, very, very fast times. I mean, like fast time. There's some people that can't even run 45 in the open. I don't think I even ran 45 seconds in the open clockwise. That's so fast. And you got 10 obstacles in front of you: fatigue, lactic acid, awareness, counting steps right. That's tough. You know, that is tough. But that's always interesting because all of these guys are always fighting. They're always fighting to get that. So that's going to be a tough field. It's a tough race. As long as everybody is healthy, I think that's going to be a fast race. As long as everybody make it to the rounds. But yeah, Paris games, track and field. Definitely gonna be watching it from my couch. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Paris to watch that. And to the French government, please handle the infestation of the bed bugs and the rats. Those are ugly. It's just ugly, man. Nobody want to be around big bugs. Nobody want to be around rats. So please handle that. Because people have been coming out and saying that ain't it. Me, I ain't going to be there, but that's not it. So y'all need to handle that. And I think they had a $40 billion project to finish their subway line before the Olympic Games. That's tough. Imagine that, $40 billion to build a subway that go underneath Paris just to handle the tourists, and to handle the people taking back and forth the Olympics Village, wherever they gotta go. You know, just to make traffic and life easier for everybody. But we shall see how's that gonna go. Let's see if there's anything else that's interesting in that. Yeah, they also, so for this year Olympics, they're introducing 2 new sports. 3-on-3 basketballs. We all play 3-on-3 basketballs. We know the game. It's fun, competitive. Now it's going to the world stage. It's gonna be nice to see if there's a league that's gonna come and have a 3-on-3. Ice Cube and the Big Three. You know, that's a phenomenal job. To seeing a black man doing that and want to take it into the next level. You know, there's nothing else we can say but salute to Ice Cube and just keep on building on to that. Every time it comes on, we watch, we support it. I definitely have to catch one of those games in person. But yeah, 3-on-3 is one of the new sports into the Olympics, and also BMX. If you're into bikes, you know, the freestyle with the bikes that go up, do a little trick or whatsoever, that's coming to the Olympics as well. So we shall see. Hopefully it turns out good, because everything in the Olympics turns out great. Everything does. So let's see how that goes. Yep, that's it right there. Yeah, sounds about right. What else is? I think that's everything in the Olympics. Let's move on into my next topic, the one that I am very, 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 very interesting about. One more thing. Running track to me is the hardest sport in the world. Yes, I understand boxing is there. Yes, I understand UFC is there. Those you gotta put those in a different category, because they combat. You know, I know that the gladiators with combat, the Spartans, the Zulus, the Acholis, you know, all those traditions come from combating. However, you putting your life on the line, so that's kind of different versus if you're playing soccer, if you're playing basketball, American football, your life is on the line as well. Tennis, softball, baseball. When it comes to those events, when it comes to those sports, I still think track and field is the hardest, because in track and field, you're literally using every single muscle in your body, from the shortest of 9 seconds to the marathon of 2 hours. Within that span, there's so much that goes in there. You know, you can say, oh, but basketball, you gotta jump, you gotta shoot, so do you also get a break. You know, you also get a break. Yes, the 100 meters is just 100 meters. You gotta do it only one time. But you push in your body to extend of 60 meters, where your body override and say, hey, I've reached max speed. I can't finish the last 40. All you have to do is hold on to their life. And if you bring out the best track and field runners, athletes, if you bring the best track and field athletes and you put on LeBron James and you say, hey, do what you do and do what he does. If you ask me, my opinion, for an example, if you bring Fred Curley and you put LeBron James, Fred Curley can play basketball. Can Fred Curley be in the NBA? You give him a whole year to train, he can. But you take LeBron James to track and you say, hey, LeBron, we give you a whole year, run the quarter mile in 46, 45 seconds. Bet you LeBron can't do it. Yes, he's LeBron James, but it's going to be very, very difficult for LeBron James to do that. But I bet you Fred Curley can be a point guard. He can pass, dash, get a dunk or whatsoever. He might even average 3 to 4 points a game, you know, if the opportunity is presented. So that's why I think track and field athletes are better than basketball, better than football, better than... It's tough for soccer. It's tough for soccer because you playing for 45 minutes straight with no break. So you have to be in a whole different type of shape. But that's an interesting topic that I might do a part about that. But hey, shout out to the chosen one, LeBron James, and shout out to my man Fred Curley. So let's go on to the next topic. Yes, this year is Euros. If you don't know what Euros is the European Soccer Championship, or Football Championship as the world knows it is. So this year, Euro Championship is UEFA European Championship is going to be in Germany. Me myself, I'm going to be there, going to watch the greatest soccer player of all time play his last Euros, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. So without a shadow of a doubt, my greatest player ever. You can put Messi, you can put Pelé, you can put Maradona, all those great players next to him. Ronaldo's still top them all, with a World Cup or not. I don't care. Still Ronaldo. So it is what it is. But this year games is in Germany. I'm definitely have to catch that. It's his last Euros, and that's something on the 2024 calendar year that we have to look out for. So we go from the African Cup of Nations, we go to Paris Games, the Olympics, and now we stay in Europe for the European game. So let's see who are in the. Let's see, because the funny thing is, the tables, the group stages are not set yet because some teams still have to go through the playoffs. So let's go to the table real quick. So for Group A, the host nation, Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. For Group B, you have Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Group C, you have Slovakia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. For Group D, you have the Netherlands, Australia, and France. Now, why did I only say 3? Because there's a playoff spot for the winner from Group Bracket A that's going to get into Group D. For Group E, you have Belgium, Slovakia, and Romania. Again, 3 teams. Why? Because there's still playoffs that's happening for who's going to take that last spot in Group E. For Group F, you have Turkey. Oh, I forgot. Interesting. They changed their name from Turkey to Turkey. I don't know. I guess that's how you say it. They just, because when you search Turkey, is the bird that comes first, and then the American holiday, and then the country. So now they changed the name to Turkey. Hey, if it works, it works. So for Group F, you have Turkey, Portugal, and Czech. Once again, 3 teams only. Why? Because there's a playoff spot. There's a spot from the winner of the playoffs for Group F. It's very, very interesting how they do those things. But let's see. Let's see who I think are going to make it at the rounds. I think I'm gonna give it to Germany and Switzerland to make it out of Group A. For Group F, I'm gonna take out Spain and Italy to make it out. Spain and Italy. For Group C, I'm gonna take Denmark and England to make it out of that group. For Group D, even though they're still missing 1 team, I'm going to take the Netherlands and France to make it out of that group. So Netherlands and France will come out of that group. Group E, I'm going to take Belgium and Slovakia. We still don't know who's going to be the winner or who's going to take that last 4 spot for Group E. And then for Group F, I'm going to take Portugal and I'm going to take Turkey to make it out of that group. Czech. Matter of fact, I'm going to take Portugal and Czech to make it out of that Group F. But here's the interesting thing. In Euros, 3 teams can make it out. It's something about their points system that I just don't know. It's a point system that they do to some teams that can make it. So, like right here, PAV. Okay, all right. Yeah, so here we go. So, March 26th is the final playoff games, right? No, March 21st and March 26th. So you have Poland versus Estonia, Wales versus Finland, Israel versus Iceland, Bosnia versus Ukraine, and then Georgia versus Luxembourg, and Greece versus Kazakhstan. See, another thing about all the stands country, like Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, all these stands. We know the stand. If you didn't know that, the stand is because they're Islamic countries. So like Palestine, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Babashistan. There's so many of them. Sorry if I said that wrong, but there's a lot of them. Kazakhstan, I thought they would be a Middle East country, but they're European country. And then you have, okay, so the 21st is the semifinals. 3 spots. Here's my team that I think are going to make it. I think Poland is going to make it. Wales is going to make it. And the last team that I think that's going to go through, I'm going to go ahead and pick Iceland. So everybody else, tough luck. Try for Euros 2028. I think that's going to be the team that's going to make it. But yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting Euros. I think the winner is either going to be either England or France. Maybe some dark horses there, but I think England or France are going to win the whole thing. But we don't know, but we shall see. We shall see. But that's the thing. So let's move on. Let's move on from that and let's get into the NFL. The NFL season has wrapped up. Now we are in the playoffs. Today, as I'm recording this podcast, the Browns are going to play in the next couple of hours versus the Houston Texans. That's going to be a very, very interesting match because Joe Flacco was hot. Pause. It's like, I don't care. Joe Flacco was hot. He have a hot hand right now. And those people and the Browns might, but not even might. The Browns are the favorite to win that matchup. So let me go to my bracket real quick. I made a little bracket for myself that I'm seeing who's gonna come out, who's what. But let's see. I gotta make my picks too. So we got the Browns and Texans coming up in about in an hour actually. Come out in an hour. So Browns versus Texans. I'm gonna go with the Browns, but I won't be surprised if the Texans upset the Browns. And then the same day, later on, you have the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill going back to his first team, Kansas City. Temperatures, right? I just checked it not too long ago. It's 3 degrees. 3 degrees, but they say it feels like negative 21. That's my thing. When it's 3 degrees, take that game somewhere to a dome, man. 3 degrees and then feel like negative 12. That's just ridiculous. Because of the weather, everybody has the Chiefs. But I'm going to go with the upset. I think the Dolphins are going to beat the Chiefs. Tyreek is going to have a monstrous game. And they're going to win the whole thing. I mean, not the whole thing, sorry. They're going to win the game. They're not winning the whole thing. They're going to win the game. And then tomorrow, the Steelers and Bills supposed to play. But they changed that game to Monday because of a lot of snow in Buffalo, New York. In that game, I think the Bills are going to win. And then tomorrow, 4:30, the Cowboys versus the Packers. Cowboys, they're really good at home, but I won't be surprised if the Packers upset them. It's going to be a major shock. And then you got the Rams versus the Lions. That's a Sunday night game. That's actually a great game. That's a tough one because both teams are evenly matched. If you ask me, both teams are evenly matched. But I think the Lions are gonna do it. I think the Lions have been having a great year. All year they've been having a great. But I think they definitely gonna go and not go. They're gonna beat the Rams. So I think Lions are gonna get over there. And then the Bucks. I mean the Eagles at the Buccaneers. Eagles. They're having a bad year. Not a bad year. They're having a bad last stretch of the season. They started 10-1. They end up 10-8 or whatsoever, 11 and whatever their record is. They didn't have a good run towards the end. But I think the Eagles are going to beat the Bucks. Everybody has their money on the Bucks, but I think even though they're playing home, I think the Eagles are going to beat them. But that's that. That's for the divisional rounds, wild card round, which will start off today. And let's go to my small bracket that I have here, and to tell you who's gonna come on top and who's what. So here we go. Let's start in the AFC. So Cleveland gonna win. They're gonna play Ravens, Baltimore Ravens next week. Kansas City gonna win. They're gonna play Buffalo the following week. And then from there, the Ravens, they're going to beat the Browns and then go to the AFC Conference Championships. And then there, they are going to play the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills are going to beat the Dolphins. And then it's going to be a Ravens-Bills AFC Championship. And then the Ravens are going to win and they're going to go to the Super Bowl. And now let's go to the NFC. Eagles going to beat the Bucks, and then they're going to play the number 1 seed, the 49ers. Lions are going to beat the Rams, and then Cowboys are going to beat Green Bay. They're going to meet up, and from that game, I'm going to take the Lions, and the Lions are going to make it to the NFC Championship, and then the San Francisco is going to beat Philly, and then the 49ers are going to play the Detroit Lions for the NFC Championship. And then from there, the NFC champion is the Lions. I think the Lions has what it takes to beat the 49ers. Why? Because they running game. They got two backs that are good. Two backs that are good and can hold on and can run the clock out if they get within 10 points or 14 points of the 49ers. 49ers can score like this on you. However, when you have a good, solid running game, you can hold on the clock. All right? And then the Lions are going to play the Ravens. The Ravens are going to beat the Lions and win the Super Bowl. And y'all like that segue? And now we're going to the most valuable player in the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL, Lamar Action Jackson, LJ. We are tired of y'all keep disrespecting our quarterback. We are tired of y'all keep disrespecting him as he is not worth $200+ million that the Ravens paid him. He's worth all that and plus. Because since day one, since he took over after Joe Flacco, never had a losing season. Made it to the playoff every year that he was healthy. Every year that he was healthy, Lamar Jackson made it to the playoff. Unanimous MVP. Things that only he can do. He's not Mike Vick 2.0. Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. Michael Vick 2.0 is Michael Vick 2. Michael Vick is Michael Vick. Can't be a 2.0. Yes, it can. Justin Fields can be a. Justin Fields is a Michael Vick 2.0. No disrespect to him, but there's only one Lamar Jackson. Y'all don't understand. Y'all see the highlights. Y'all see the side throws. Y'all see the woo give you that. Y'all see the ankles. People going left and right. We tired of y'all disrespecting him. This is Lamar year to prove. And if he doesn't prove it this year, he got next year. A lot of people have been saying it's either this or bust for the Ravens. But it's not. It's not this or bust for the Ravens. The Ravens are going to make a run every single year as long as Lamar is healthy, as long as Lamar is going to deliver, as long as the defense is good. The Ravens are going to do that. And Lamar Jackson is worth every single penny. So what? He doesn't have what's his name? Forget, I can't even think of his name. Steelers old quarterback. Whatever his name is. So what? He doesn't have a Josh Allen arm. Lamar can still throw it down the field 50, 60 yards. He got the legs. He got the awareness. Lamar is that guy. So, all y'all that want to hop back on the Ravens train and on the Lamar train, we don't need y'all there, okay? The train ain't going nowhere. The train is in Baltimore, okay? It's in Baltimore and it ain't going nowhere. So, we don't need y'all to come here and say, oh, Lamar Jackson's no. That's our quarterback. That's our MVP. And that's our Super Bowl winner to be in 6 weeks. 6 weeks, mark my word, Lamar Jackson will be holding the Lombardi Trophy. He's better than Josh Allen. He's better than Joe Burrow. He's better than Dak Prescott. He's better than Jalen Hurts. He's better than CJ. He's better than Flacco. He's better than Deshaun Watson. Damn sure better than Tua. He's better than Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, or Goff, no disrespect. Patrick Mahomes, only because he got 2 Super Bowls. Only because of that. That's it. But beside that, Lamar Jackson can do it all. So, that's what I got. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. please, man, all I need is a like. Even if you didn't like the podcast, just put a like, man. You know, the algorithm going to do me a favor, and it's going to do you a favor. The more I grow, the more content I create, and the more I am loving this thing. You know, I love being in front of the camera, talk, giving points, and always fact checking what I'm talking about. If I'm wrong, I'll go back and, you know, on the description say I was wrong, or comment and say, hey, I was wrong. But Lamar Jackson, MVP, Lamar Jackson Super Bowl, the Ravens winning it once again for the third time. Cristiano Ronaldo, see ya in Germany. Paris Olympics games, African Cup of Nations going on right now. Make sure y'all tune in. And the Premier League is back this weekend. Already is back. La Liga back the following week. Serie A, I think, back the following week. Bundesliga back the following week. So once all of that comes back, we will have more content on soccer. We have more content on football as we go to the wild card, to the divisional rounds. We're going to get into the NBA. You know, shout out to all the people that shouted out. And please leave a comment and say, hey, I like the show. Hey, I like the podcast. Do more. Thank you and peace out.